We're back for the 42nd Annual Sun and Fun International Convention and Fly-In here at beautiful Lakeland Linder Regional Airport. I'm Ben Coleman, one of your hosts for the Florida Aviation Network, and if you're viewing this, you are on www.floridaAviationnetwork.com, and that is where we, as volunteers, operate through the year, through all the places in the world where there is live entertainment for aviation. Live events, Obi Young being the director, and he has a very, very staunch following of assistants and helpers, and we do this all for the love and romance of aviation. Today is no other, let's see, this is Navy Day. This is the time where we appreciate our veterans and our services, our armed services. Yesterday was Army Day, today's Navy Day. We're going to have Coast Guard Day, Marine Corps Day, and Air Force Day. And this is in tribute to the folks, men and women, who served to give us the opportunity to be here without fear of attack, I hope, and being able to go across state lines without going through checkpoints. So just remember how much we have to really enjoy in this country. Another thing that we have to enjoy in this country is innovation. And with us today, we have something that's very innovative. Brian Purdy. Brian, welcome.
Thank you.
We are here in the midst of something beautiful fixed to come, and it's called the Switchblade. And Brian, tell us just a little bit about the Switchblade and what the concept is about and what it's intended to do.
Well, the Switchblade is primarily, in generic terms, a flying car. The goal is to basically make transportation more direct, point to point, where you can leave from your garage, go to your airport, fly to where you need to go, to another airport, land, and drive the same vehicle to where you need to go, thereby avoiding traffic and actually, in effect, decreasing the traffic effect on others.
Brian, say that again to that tally light right up there.
Oh.
Looking on that camera.
Okay.
But no,
I thought it was, but
no, it was wrong. That was a light.
okay.
But the Switchblade, so it's a flying car.
Yes.
We have wings that go forward.
Yeah, they're enclosed in a clamshell, so they're kept safe while you're driving on the ground, in case there's any road rocks or potholes and stuff like that. So they're protected. You don't want to mess up the airflow over your wings for when you're in the air. So.
And tell us a little bit more about this. I believe before we were talking here,
Yeah.
you said you had serial number 63.
63, yeah.
That's your earmark.
Yeah,
And
way down the road.
what do you do? How do you go about getting one of these?
Well, actually, they've changed the process. I went through and outright purchased one early through one of their pre-flight offerings. But currently on their website, you can actually reserve your aircraft, and you'll be given your number right after you finish the process. If you should want more than one or want consecutive serial numbers, we have forms, so we can do this by way of paper submission, and I have those forms available.
And when you say get one available, is this? I know it's a kit.
Yes.
Go through kind of a scenario on how, if I bought one of these kits, what I could expect to do to operate my Switchblade.
Okay. Well, to operate it,
How do I start to finish?
Well, start to finish, you get your name on the list, and you'll get your number. As it gets closer to your turn, you'll be setting up your time to come out for the Builder Assist program if you decided to go with that. That's a minimum of about 3 weeks where they help you put it together, still abiding by the 51% rule, where you're doing the work and they're just saying, okay, that's the screwdriver to use, not this one. And then after that, and then part of that is a 5-hour transition, flight training, and then of course for normal home built, you have to do a 40-hour fly off before you can take it away from your home airport.
Okay, Brian, you didn't just wake up one morning and say, I think I'm going to go out and buy a flying car. What type of research did you do, and what do you know, and what's the history? Is it just something that's always been kind of a passion for you? Or?
Well, I was actually started out looking for helicopters, because that's at the time was what I thought the best point to point. When I saw the flying car, it was like, okay, now I don't have to worry about the airport, having to land or take off at airports or the weather as much. I can drive when I need to and fly when I can. But the whole idea of a flying car has been around almost since the beginning of both airplanes and cars, trying to figure out how to make it work on both. Back in 1940, Henry Ford even said, hey, one of these days there's going to be a combination. And then in 2011, his great-grandson said, yeah, we sort of need one because traffic problems are just getting worse and worse. So needed to figure out a new way to do it. And it turns out, just reducing about 4% of the total traffic right now doubles the flow speed of the traffic that's there. So I may not be a 1%er, but I'm going to try to be a 4%er.
So 4% of reduction of the traffic
on the vehicles.
doubles the flow.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't realize that. And that's
interesting.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
What is the? I'm trying to come up with what type of individual would not want to have a flying car?
Well, the only thing I think of, somebody that's afraid of flying in the first place.
Okay, that's one.
Yeah.
Can you imagine anybody that would and I'm sure that they're out there, they're closet pilots that want to fly.
Yeah.
But if I just had a car that would fly, I'd be
yeah, and this is a great way to go. You've got a vehicle, and if you don't have a pilot's license yet, okay, you find some instructors that are capable and qualified in the aircraft. You can learn to fly in your own aircraft and in your own flying car. So you've basically saved some money in the process, and you're being trained in the aircraft you're going to fly for the most part. And besides just the pure fun of it, going along with the reduction in traffic flow, a business use of a vehicle like this, if you're working for yourself or you're an executive, your time is money. And if you can diminish or decrease the amount of time you're stuck on traffic or stuck in a road, you're doing better for the business.
So I'm thinking about buying one of these as a business expense.
Yes.
Because if I'm going to go and travel,
yeah,
and I have fuel costs that I write off anyway,
yeah,
might as well write off an airplane.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and it's possible now.
Susan would do it.
Yeah.
And I think that once this concept is more than on the drawing board, and once you actually can, people are funny. They've got to look, touch, and feel something. Lick it, see what it tastes like, and then that becomes reality to them.
Yes.
But I think the forward thinkers, and I'm just messed up my audio. I think the forward thinkers like yourself, you don't have to, you see it on paper and you've got the concept, the vision.
Yes.
You're already convinced that it's the way to go.
Yeah, and I don't mind waiting my turn, biting my tongue along the way, but I look at it this way: the longer it's out there before I get it, the more things can be resolved by the time I am there.
The Terrafugia.
Yes.
Terrafugia
in the translation.
Have you been monitoring that situation?
Not actively.
Because they're competition, but they're not.
They're competition. They've got their prototype that's flying. Same with Aeromobile. They've got their issues, regulations, since they're four-wheel vehicles they need to deal with, and we're still on the drawing board, but we're also still going by the current regulations. We're not, so far I haven't seen us asking for any waivers. So we're not going to put something out there and say, oh, we need to go back and change something. And I appreciate that.
And that's engineering-wise, there's a name that we haven't mentioned yet that does bear mentioning, called Mr. Sam Bosfield.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Sam and your perceptions of Sam, how you met Sam and Martha.
Well, of course, everything was first emails and phone calls, and then I managed to be making a trip across country and visited them at their operation in Prineville, Oregon. And very personable guy, no feeling of snootiness or anything, down to earth, and great people, and like seeing people with vision that can implement it.
You mean to tell me you've come across a snooty engineer before?
I try to avoid them.
That's just funny, but no, he is just about as down to earth as you can get, and the passion, you can see. You just ask him, and he just lights up when he tries to explain to you what he's doing. He's always thinking, coming up with a design for frangible fittings and trying to keep it just as safe as possible.
Yes.
Always thinking, and I do know that he is sincere about making this a machine that is going to serve a valuable purpose.
Yes.
And also have an awful lot of fun. Brian, thank you
thank you very much
for this morning, and we'll why don't we get together and expand a little bit more on this? Maybe in a couple hours.
It sounds good to me.
Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit about the weather that we've been having here. Has been absolutely perfect.
Yes.
For this Sun and Fun. We have had no accidents, and we've just been having a good time. We've been doing what we're supposed to do here at Sun and Fun, and again, we're going to close it out and knock it off it's a formation term for this interview, and we're going to come back a little bit later on and talk again. See you.